I'll change. I'll change.
You'll change.
Yes.
You'll change.
Yes.
I have your word on that.
Absolutely.
So you change.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you worry about me changing.
No.
That's fair, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. That's more unfair.
That's not too much to ask.
No. Good God, no.
Who's gonna change? Not me. Especially my underwear. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Nick the Rat Radio. I am he. He is me. This is episode 353. Wait, is it really? That all rhymed. I didn't even know that it was going to, but did it? Maybe it is 353. Let me check here. Diane, it's 353, right? Yeah. And it's September 28th, 2022. The month's almost over. We're almost into October, but it doesn't matter. Spooky season started at the end of August. It's true. As soon as August ended, it was Halloween time. People are like, oh my God, it's getting too... I'm like, shut up. It's okay. Halloween is here. Damn it. It's the best time of the year. Let's open a beer for Halloween. Even the government knows it's Halloween. There's always like the October surprise. They know it's coming. The October surprise is Halloween. Oh man, this is good beer. I'm drinking some Yingling Black and Tan. I think I was drinking Yingling last week. We went over this whole Yingling beer thing. And then, yeah, it's good though. I like it. So if you're a hater of Yingling, I don't care. You just don't drink it. All right, I'm gonna drink it because I like it. If you don't like it, you don't drink it. There's a lot of hate in the world, and people don't really know how to get around it. There might be like this thing that they hate, but they'll just get mad about it instead of just not drink it. Like, oh man, I hate Yingling. You can't drink it. Shut up, people. If you don't like something, just keep going. It's really hard to do. I know there's that lizard brain part of your brain. You might be like scrolling through Twitter. You might see something you don't like. You might see somebody's like political post or a picture of some shit that they ate, and you're like, oh man, oh boy, am I upset about this? I can't stop not hating on this. I'm gonna have to tell the person and everybody. I'm gonna start to spread this and tell everybody that I hate it. It's like, really, come on, you're wasting your time, people. Your hate isn't gonna end anything. Okay, just fucking move on. I guess if I guess someone's like, killing you or your family, you could hate that and try to stop it. But if it's just words or pictures or some shit, man, I can get over it. Damn it. Oof. Now that I had this beer, now I really want some weed too. You might say that I need to go to rehab, but I won't go. Oh man, somebody was recently. I don't know if they were. All right, so I guess I hate things too, and I see it, and then I don't reply to it on the internet. But then I get to talk about it on my show because, fuck, I'm just here. There's a girl on the internet, and she was talking about like philosophy and stuff in the mirror, and I saw a couple of these videos that she made, and it really it touched me. I forget her name. I'm not gonna even look it up. She's a long blonde head girl, and she talks like this, blah blah blah. Hey, if you want to do this, you gotta try this. And she's like inside of a mirror, and she's like acting like she's all cool and shit. But apparently, she got all really popular, and she's probably a big old douchebag. And then she came out a video about her getting off the weed. She's like, it's day 2, and oh God, I feel horrible. I'm like, lady, It's not really that hard to quit fucking weed. I smoke it all the damn time because I love it, but I have quit smoking it like lickety split. I guess this lady that I'll keep her nameless because if I was to name the person that I hate, that'll give the person more power. But anyway, I was like, this person must have never smoked cigarettes in their life because boy oh boy, like the cigarettes was really hard to quit. I remember quitting that. It took me like 5 years of saying I'm quitting to actually quit. Weed, I was like, you know what? I'm out of weed. Nah. All right, I'm not going to smoke for a couple months, whatever, until I pick up again. Whatever. It doesn't matter. She was acting like it was all fucking. Now I have to find her name so I could ridicule her on the internet and on every podcast out there. No, what? Anyway, tonight's episode is I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. A lot of UFOs going on lately, or UAPs. And talk about some movies. And talk about some video games, and oh, let's not forget, we're going to talk about Twitch drama. No, actually, maybe I'll talk about Twitch drama a little bit. I'm going to get you all informed about everything you ever want to know about Twitch and all the fucking stupid bullshit drama. Not like I give a fuck though. I stream this on Twitch. If you want to actually watch this video live, if you want to see me doing this silly ass podcast live, you go to twitch.tv/Nick the Rat and you can watch it there. There might be an advertisement at the beginning of the video, but after that, I don't really run ads. I'm not here for the big old sweet giant corporate money. It's not like you even get that fucking much. But anyway, whoa. But go to the chat room. Go to the IRC chat room. It's on Zero Node. You can go there. Hashtag sewer chat. You go to the Discord. Go there. You can talk to us live. There's a chat room filled with a whole bunches of digital sewer dwellers. Most of them are nice. Some of them are assholes. I don't really ban anybody unless you get really, really far out there. But it's a safe space for you to be an asshole to each other. It's kind of cool. Also, we'll be listening to music. Duh. Best part of the show is the music selection. I think this week is probably got a couple of primo choices that we're gonna be hearing. And oh geez, I gotta cut my nails. My nails are getting long. I just picked my nose. I think I'm bleeding now. I wonder how the first first rats. Well, I know how the rats do, but I wonder how the first humans shaved their nails down. They were probably clawing for their lives, so they probably just naturally got smaller. All the fighting and the clawing on the sides of rocks and shit, but it must have sucked being one of those first people running around without nail clippers. Like, oh man, my nails are getting long. I guess I have to rub it on this rock for a couple hours to fucking buff them up. It's must have been hard. How the hell did people get this far in civilization? It's really mind-boggling. They must have been really dirty and lived like 2 weeks. Like, there must have been people having kids before they hit puberty, which is impossible. But maybe puberty hit when they were like 2 or something. Like, oh, I'm 2. I can start having kids now. Because I'm going to die when I'm 4. Saber-toothed tigers and long fingernails. It's been rough. I'm really focused tonight, people. Just letting you know I'm really focused. It's a Wednesday night. We're here together. And we're here to have a good time together. Because, fuck it, everything's falling apart around us. But it's not falling apart the way they're showing us. It's falling apart under the seams. The seams are what is it called when your shirt rips? It's like a de-threading. It's fucked up. But the only thing that we're told about is surface level stuff. There's no spiritual reckoning, or it's talking about real issues that matter. Yeah, fraying. Yeah, the reality is fraying, and the fucking people just don't seem to don't seem to really. Well, I guess maybe they do know it, and they just like to make money off of people and keep control. So they're like, oh, there's wars and shit blowing up, but they don't talk about just the fabric of reality coming apart. Oh God, let's just jump right into the music. We're getting into the episode of Nick the Rat Radio 353. It's a podcast. It's a radio show. It's a video. I don't fucking know what it is. It's a thing. It's avant-garde frame of reality. First song tonight is Sorcery by Farzino. What a name. I'm going to smoke some weed now. I'll be right back. Marijuana. So yummy. Not very fucking addictive, I'll tell you that much. It's... Ooh, during the spoopy season, I like to watch a lot more horror movies. Even though I watch horror movies throughout the year, I'm a big fan of scary movies. Let's see. Diane, what did we watch naked in the hot tub last week? We saw a few movies. I don't know if I mentioned I saw I was watching Joe Bob's Last Drive-In. It's a couple episodes I missed throughout the couple seasons that there's been released, so I was watching through it. We watched was it Sledgehammer? Yeah, there was a VHS night with Sledgehammer. It's a fucking horrible movie. It was all filmed on VHS. But then Joe Bob put on this movie called Things, which is a Canadian horror movie filmed on VHS, and that was really fucking bad. There was, I think the best part was the beginning because there was like a naked lady, some boobies. I think you see some bush too, some 80s bush. Nothing wrong with 80s bush. Bad movies, both bad, but Things made Sledgehammer look like a fucking masterpiece. I'll tell you that much. If I was to watch either of those two, I'd watch Sledgehammer. I'd pick that. Things is just fucking bad. It was badly dubbed, acted. It made me feel ill. I was just feeling ill. I don't think it was the COVID. I don't think the COVID was the thing. You know what's weird? After I had COVID, I'm still having like an ear issue. I don't know if it's from COVID or something else. I gotta go to an ent. One of those big trees or some shit. Get that checked out. Nan, can you make me an appointment with an ent? Put some ivermectin in my ear. You know what sucks about doctors? When you pick a doctor out of a hat, and just kind of throw the dice, and it's like, oh, I need to go to a doctor for this, or I need to go to a doctor for that. Then you go to the doctor, and you're like, how this person sucks. There's a lot of shitty doctors out there, like a lot. And doctors never really even know what the fuck's wrong with you. Like if you went to a doctor and you're like, hey doc, and you sat there and you got up and you left, they might not know about half the issues you're having. They're just like, oh, you're fine. Unless you tell the doctor, you're like, oh, doc, my this hurts. And then the doctor will just spin a wheel, look at a book, and be like, okay, well, it's kind of like fucking WebMD. But you know, some doctors are good. I've been to a couple good doctors. You go there, and they're very talkative. They're open. You can understand what they're saying. But then I've been to a couple doctors where you talk to them, and then you're like, I'm worried for my life right now. It's really scary. We need to set these people on fire. No, I'm joking. We don't need to set them on fire. All right. So watch those two movies. What else did we say? Diane, what else did we say? Oh, we watched X. All right, let's talk about X a little bit. By Tila Makila. What is the person that directed X? We were talking about this the other week. I think we mentioned X and Pearl. Somebody was on the phone line. Also, by the way, phone lines open. So if you want to give a call, and we could talk about whatever. We could talk about movies, blah 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 blah. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. But let me just type in X 2022. It's by Ty West. His name is Ty West. He looks like he's an American guy. Who names their kid Ty? Is that like a fake name? Is he born like, it's Timon. His given name is Timon. Well, no wonder he fucking changed it. He had the name of a rat in The Lion King. Born in 1980. Yeah, he probably changed his name as soon as he fucking could. He was like, oh, he went to school of visual arts? I might have sold him some art supplies. 'Cause I used to work at the Pearl Paint that was attached to it, which is now they just sell computers there. There's no more Pearl Paint. When did he go to school of visual arts? But anyway, he did X and Pearl this year. I watched the X movie. It's some people filming a porn in a farmhouse, and then there's a whole bunch of murdering going on. Maybe I'll give spoilers. It doesn't fucking really matter too much. It's yeah, I'm gonna definitely give spoilers. So if you want to see the movie X and you don't want spoilers for it, then just turn off the show and go watch that and stop listening to this show. Just go watch that. Hold on one second here. Smoke some more weed here. THC could fix the ear COVID thing. I don't know if that's true, Servo. I put on X. I'm watching it. It's reminding me of like a really old horror movie. It reminded me of like a 70s horror movie. I think that was probably what they were going for too, because it was like supposed to take place in the 70s, I think. So he nails like the feel of it. Feels like one of those old. It felt like it's perfectly aligned with like the old, like, oh, we're in a van, we're going somewhere, pull into this place, pull into this creepy house, creepy people, feeling creepy. It was enjoyable. Most of basically, I would say the third of the movie, actually 2/3 of the movie, is it's basically like watching people film a porno movie. Like, oh, we're gonna film a porn. I think Kid Cudi's in it too. He did pretty good as an actor. The acting was good. I like the acting. I like the actors. I was enjoying it. I was having fun. So like, oh yeah, these people are gonna go fuck. It's a fun group. It was there's like the lead guy. He sucked. There's a lot of dumb shit that happened as the killing started to happen. But the whole first half of the movie, it doesn't even feel like it's like a horror movie. It just feels like not even like a comedy, because there's only like a couple of jokes. It's labeled as a comedy, the movie. Let's see here. I got a lot of thoughts that I want to say about this. I just don't know how I should lay it out. But what I've been noticing in a lot of these movies is that the metaphors matter to the director more than the story does. It's kind of like Nope as well. Like Nope, I thought it was a good movie, but it wasn't like wow, that was a good movie. It was like it was a well-made movie. There's a lot of plot lines in Nope, and there's a lot of metaphors that was the backbone of the movie. Like Nope without the metaphors was barely a movie. And the same thing about X. X was basically a shitload of metaphors in a lot of shallow characters. So I didn't even really see the metaphor. Like I kind of was like looking for what the movie was about after I watched the movie, and I was like, it's just all metaphors. It's a bunch of people. It's like a changing of times of people having sex. Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, in X, there's the house. The people going to film a porn. They didn't really tell the house owner, the Airbnb of the person that they were going to see. It wasn't Airbnb back then. That they were going to film a porn there. They kind of lied to them. They didn't even say that there was going to be more than like one person going there. But either way, two old creepy people in a house next to a house that they gave to some kids to make some porn in. The old lady gets horny and then kills everybody. The thing is that that there was a lot of metaphors involved, which was more interesting than the movie itself. there was the metaphor of um, uh, getting old and not being able to fuck when you're old, and you should fuck when you're young. Um, you should have sex with a lot of people, or you shouldn't have sex with a lot of people. There was like a lot of yin yangs around different aspects of life in metaphorical terms about how people see things, and that was probably the more interesting part. The w- there's a couple cool kill scenes, like one or two, I think. There's like two cool kill scenes, um, but most of the movie, it kind of falls apart when the horror part starts. For me, it's a lot of it's. But I don't know if he was really going for the horror, if he was going for the metaphors and then just added the horror. Um, and then the ending kind of upset me. There was the final girl thing, and I've seen this in other older horror movies where it's like, oh, we're gonna make the girl that got away be like a fucking Billy badass, and it seemed like they were trying to go for that, but they also weren't because she wasn't a badass. Also, there was something about the Mia Goth is like the main girl in the movie. She's got the X factor. That's why they call it X. And also, it's like they're filming a porn. And she's also in the next movie but she was also the old lady. She did she. There's so much to say, and I don't know why I'm just talking about a goddamn movie, but I don't care. That's what I'm going to talk about anyway. Uh, the old lady kills everybody. The old man kills one person, uh, except for the Mia Goth, the final girl, and she's about to get away. The girl, she's like, "Oh, I'm in the car," and then she's like, "Oh yeah, the guy that drove this car here had a gun in there in the car," and I knew from the second scene of the movie that there was no bullets in the gun. And they say it. And if you're paying attention to the movie, it's not like, oh, a big twist. So she goes back to go kill the old people. She's like, oh, I'm a badass. I got a gun. And then she's like, click, and the gun doesn't work. And then the old man has a heart attack and dies by himself. Actually, that happens before she even comes there. So the old man dies, and then the old lady, she's got the gun. The old lady doesn't go off. Then the old lady has a fucking shotgun, and misses shooting her, and then fucking goes flying out the door because she had a shotgun. And it's just like and then the final girl runs her over in a car, and they make it seem like she's fucking like a badass, but she's not though. She didn't do one badass thing. I don't know if that was supposed to be a metaphor as well. Overall, the movie was okay. I would say it was okay. It wasn't great. It was filmed well. First half was entertaining. There's a couple cool kill scenes, but it was better than Sledgehammer and Things. So X was the top movie that I saw this week so far. Um, yeah, now I do want to see. I want to see the Pearl movie, which is the origin story of the old horny lady that kills all the kids except for she has a shitty aim with a shotgun. And apparent shot if you even if you're old and frail and you shoot a shotgun, you're not going to go flying backwards. Like you might get knocked down on the floor, but she seriously went like 10 feet. It was silly. But maybe Pearl will make me appreciate X more. Don't know. Well shot. Actually, one issue I had with X was in the way it was shot. There was a lot of contrast in just contrast. I mean, like brightness, gamma, and contrast. There was some. I have the settings on the giant projector, 50,000 feet, in the sewer. I got the settings on it right, and there should never be a super dark scene that I could see. But there were some scenes that were just filmed really, really, really dark. I didn't like that. I didn't like that part. Most of the movie was filmed well, but there was a couple of scenes where it's like, oh, we're gonna try to be creepy, so you're not gonna see shit. We're just gonna just close your eyes, basically. It was bad in that regard, but yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I liked it. Mia Goth was a fun character. There was a couple fun characters. Kid Cudi was good. The blonde girl was good. The cameraman's girlfriend was kind of hot, but yeah, there was also a weird part. There was a girl that gets locked in a basement. At first, I thought the old guy was trying to protect the kids from his crazy wife because she got horny, but apparently he's a murderer too. He shoots Kid Cudi, who's being very, very nice. Very nice. I thought that was a fun part of the movie, was how nice Kid Cudi was. But yeah, so he locks this girl in the basement. I'm like, oh, he's probably doing it to protect her from the crazy lady, because otherwise he wouldn't have locked her in the basement with basically every tool known to man. Like, she could have probably built a fucking robot to go kill these old people. But no, it turns out he was just a fucking crazy. I don't know. It was meh. All right, we're gonna take another quick music break and come back and thank some people. And we have a lot more stuff to talk about. I want to discuss NASA's DART. I want to discuss UFOs over Ukraine. I want to discuss a lot of stuff. But first, let's listen to Mizza with Mystic. All the music here is all on SoundCloud. It's under my likes. It's all free, CC BY 3.0. You could use it for commercial uses, but just make sure you give the artist credit, people. Come on. If you like something and you could give people some money for it. It sucks that money is usually well, I guess it doesn't suck because hey, like if I like you and you're in fucking Victoria, BC, or Florida or some crap, I can't like just help you or say, hey, like I could send you money, you know. So you give those artists, go to the SoundCloud, find out how to give them money, and go give them money, or send them some naked pictures. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, I'm gonna thank some people for donating to Nick the Rat Radio. All the proceeds go directly to the Dark Sewer Scientist, and I get peanuts. But it's still fun, right? Let's we got a P.O. box down the sewer. Nick the Rat, P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. That's 90549 BKNY 11209. I open it live on the air. We got a floppy piece of paper over here that's got some gooey gum on it. We're going to open that gooey gum to see what I got inside. Also, if you donate to Nick the Rat Radio, I don't dox people. But I will dox Sir Mike Raj, PhD. Because he says the answer to everything is a chargeback, and he sent me by check 42 cents. Maybe I should hold on to this paper and burn it when the energy crisis gets even worse. It'll be better than 42 cents. Thank you so much, Dr. Sir Mike Crotch. Your checks always make the bank teller's eyes light up and make their heads nod in disbelief. I hand them a stack of checks for like $1. Thank you. You could also go to nicktherat.com and click donate, or nicktheratradio.com and click donate, and donate via PayPal. Everybody's trying to get me to get on this Satoshi wallet or something. Maybe we'll look into it. Because there's a couple podcast apps where you could just, if somebody likes you via the app, they could click a button right there and send you money through the application, which is kind of cool. But that's not set up yet. Maybe I'll do that, when I'm free in 2044. Let's see. We got did anybody donate? I think people donated this week. Let's see. Here we go. The donation services work through PayPal. I read the donation amount, the note, and the initials of the person that sent it. So it's not a doxing. It's a slight doxing. It's a I know who it was type of dox. A couple of people also try to get me to say other names than their initials, and you could do that too. But either way, let's see here. What is this? Oh, that's cool. Okay. We have the first donation of the week comes from Mac, M-A-C. It's not their name. Those are initials for something completely different than Mac. 420. 420 is the subscription amount. If you break that down into cents and dollars, that's about it's about $3 a month that goes to me for that. The other $1.20 probably goes to PayPal. Oh, and then at the end of the year, I would say another $1 of that goes to the government. And we all love the government, don't we? So let's keep them running by donating to me. But either way, way off point. Thank you, Mac, for the donation. We have another donation here from KS with 420. KS, you've been around a long time. I want to give you a hug and a high five. KS. Wait, let's see. Usually after KS, there's IC. Is that actually going to be it? Wait, what is this? This is a big one. This is a big one, people. We got a big fish this week. Hold on. I might have to crack another beer for this. This next donation is worth like 2 6-packs. So yeah, let's crack open another beer for this donation. Oh, I'm a monster. I was able to rip this cap right off. Ow. $30 from NP. There is a message. Keep it up, Nick. Well, after drinking $30 worth of beer, I might not be able to. But for you, I'll try. Thank you so much. We have DV with 420. That's a Nick the Rat radio subscription right there. Thank you so much, DV. DV's been around for a while, too. Cheers to you. And finally, we have AM with $1 million. Man, AM sends $1 million a month. The scientists down here, they're making a Hyperloop. I don't know what they're doing. But that money flow, mwah, it's been great so far. Thank you so much, Nam. We love you too. And finally, you could also donate via Twitch if you want to. If you got an Amazon Prime, you can do the free subscription thing there. Let's see, Trey from Philly. This was 7 days ago. I don't know if I thanked them last week. He says still here. He's been subbed for 9 months straight. Thank you so much. And Ducky On is going to be the king of Twitch forever. 39 months. Wow, 39 months times like a couple bucks. That's Ducky. I'm going to move into your house. I want to move out of New York, you know? I'll talk about that in a little bit. And finally, I guess the last way you could donate is if we could all just mentally picture Nick the Rat winning the lottery so he can run away from the crazy scientists that jab him in the ass with weird stuff every now and then. Using the winnings from the last set of scratch-off tickets, we got more lottery tickets. We're going to be doing some scratchies on right here on Twitch, right here on the internet, right here on Nick the Rat Radio. And this might get me banned from Twitch. Let's see if it works. Maybe I'm just looking for an excuse to get banned from Twitch. There's so much like news about Twitch drama, and then I look at who's involved and I'm like, who are these people? Also, like there's so many goddamn people on the internet that have huge followings, probably mostly bots. And I don't really care. I don't really care about them, or care to care about them. I guess a couple of them I'll know, but either way, let's see if we win anything on the scratchies. These are all purchased with last week's winnings. After what is it called? Like the combo is over, I shall not be buying any more scratchies. So let's see. We got a lose, 5 and a 6. We got a 12 and a 14. I lost that one. I should have scratched them before the show. But then, let's see. Nothing on that one. Let's see. Anything on the bonus? No. All right. That's one scratchy down. Okay, we got scratchy number 2. We got 3 scratchies here. I might win it big on the air. Let's see. Lose. And wait, is this a winner? Did I win 5 million? No, I lost nothing there. Yeah, nothing on this one. And oh, come on, win big money. No, what the fuck is that? Oh, horseshoe. Okay. Last scratchy. Let's see if Nick the Rat will become a billionaire tonight. Blitz, this one's for you. No. I'm scratching it so fast, it's getting hot in my hand. I'm going to burn myself on this thing. Guys? Guys? Don't waste your money on these. Scratch off tickets is a poor tax. It's bullshit. But if you win, make sure you donate to nicktherat.com. And we'll be back right after this music break. We're going to listen to Sweet Dreams. Thanks, everybody, for donating. I love you guys. It just makes me feel like, appreciate it. We got Sweet Dreams. Barbara Brown.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Hold your head up. Keep your head up.
Hi there. This is a announcement from the Dark Sewer Network. We just would like to let all the listeners know that now more than ever, we are here for you, especially Nick the Rat. So if you're feeling especially vulnerable or scared, you're fearful, you could leave him a message on his phone line. At 917-719-5923. He's especially there for you, but we're all here for you, and we'll get through this, together. So, thank you, and please enjoy the show.
Hey
everybody, trying to find the best present you can for your loved ones out there, and you're sick of all the boring, lame shit that you get? Yeah, I am too. I used to buy people loot boxes and those crates and the boxes with the food in it. Those are all lame. Those are all 2018 type shit. This is 2020, people. Let's up our game. And we are offering people the best new type of box that you could ship to you loved ones and to yourself. It's not meant for just one group of people. It's meant for everybody. This is a new revolution we're trying to host here. It is called Dildo by the Pound. This is a new loot box. Every month you get a pound of different types of dildos sent to your house. Some vibrate, some are circular shaped, some are self-lubing. You'll never know what you're going to get. You just pay one low payment of $69.99 a month, and each month you could send a pound of dildos to anybody you want. Just think about that. Dildo by the Pound. It's going to be a big hit in all, like, your family. You could share it with your parents, your brother, your sister. I've seen a lot of videos on the internet, and it seems like there's a lot of brothers and sisters doing strange stuff out there. So make sure you get your loved ones pound of dildos in Dildos by the Pound. Think about it. It's a dick in the box that you could give to your loved ones. Order today at 917-719-5923. That is Dildo by the Pound, only from the Dark Sewer shopping channel.
Hey, hi. It's very late, and your show just ended not long ago. Oh, it was great. It flowed really well. I'm glad you're feeling so much better, honestly. And I knew it was pretty dire because I've never, ever seen you miss a show. So, yeah, you rebounded pretty well, I have to say. You weren't hacking up a lung or seemingly ailing much. So, and it's great to see you toke up on the stream. By the way, I'm just never going to stop saying that because I love it. It's one thing to watch you drink, it's another to watch you toke and smoke. So, this is kind of a reminder voicemail for myself because I'll listen in next week. Wanted to tell you that I have something to share with you that I didn't want to fit into a voicemail or a couple of voicemails because I kind of want to bounce the... This is about a dream. A very powerful dream, and something happened. Objects have been appearing to me that I've never seen or experienced or felt before. Not spirits, not entities, particular objects. And they communicate, and they have very powerful spiritual messages, not consisting of words. But we'll talk about this if it's a good time for me to call in next Wednesday, or when you hear this, it will be. If it's a good opportunity, I will call and we can talk about it, and I'll try not to monopolize the stream and get through it as quickly as I can. But I want to share it with you live. All right. Yeah. Have fun.
Well, hoy hoy.
Debauchery. Streaming debauchery. Rock on.
There's only one problem. It's now Thursday.
Oh, yeah. In the sewer.
Cheers. It's now Thursday. It's midnight in the sewer. So it's no longer Wednesday, my dudes. Whoa. Little pumpkin I painted. You're watching the stream. There's a big old fucking pumpkin back there. I painted it. It took at least 10 seconds to do. Thank you, caller, for that call. You could, I would love to hear about your dream. I'm always down to listen to some dream stuff. Especially after reading William S. Burroughs and watching David Lynch. And then just realizing that dreams are Dreams. What is that? What is that Disney quote? Dreams are the things that wish makes, or wishes are things that dreams make. That's fucking wrong. That's not. That's not how it goes. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think the phone line's open. If you want to call in, you can call in. We could talk about dreams. We could talk about Halloween. We could talk about talk about we could talk about movies. Actually want to interview somebody that's been reviewing movies a lot lately. It's but hold on one second here. One more movie I'm going to mention. I think I forgot the name of a movie last week, and the movie was a French movie. I think it was from the 60s. It was called Eyes Without a Face. It wasn't. That was the movie I was thinking about. I don't know if I explained it very well the other week. I said like somebody in a house and a girl and somebody's face getting cut off. But it was a French movie, and it had some really, really cool fucking disgusting scenes in it that since I don't know how they actually. I would like to see how they did this. There was a couple scenes where they were like removing a girl's face, and it just looked really fucking cool. Like how they had all the needles. Like it looked surgically possible what they were doing, and it was gross. It made me wince. I was like, wow, I'm no pussy, but this is making me wince. They're really digging into her face. Yeah, Eyes Without a Face. That was something else that I watched. I watched that like last year though. I didn't watch that recently. But I was trying to remember the name yesterday or whenever I was talking to people. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There's a yeah. All right, let's talk about streamers really quick. Streamers and let's internet personalities. I guess basically. There's a lot of people out there, and some people are cool, and some people are not. I don't understand these. Actually, I guess I do understand it. It's no, I don't understand it. I don't like. There's a lot of drama going around. Like maybe somebody like raping a girl. I don't even fucking know going on. Like because they get these streamer houses. They get all these people that are quote unquote popular on the internet, and then they live with other popular people on the internet. I guess I could understand it. Like if Art Bell and fucking John Fletcher were hanging out in a house with Adam Curry, I'd want to watch that. I'd tune in, especially since it'd be Ouija board heavy, I guess, if Art Bell's there. But most streamers that I see are just really boring. It's mostly like guys trying to be edgy and girls that have boobs, I guess. Then it's like there's not much personality there. I guess some of them have some sort of personality and some are fun to watch. I enjoy watching his name is Asmongold. But I just like to watch him because he's pretty down to earth as a person, and he's got like facial twitches that are like a weird facial ASMR to me. If you watch Asmongold talk, if you watch him talk, I don't know, is he Italian? No, he's got like his face bugs out. It's like his eyebrows and his eyes go all over the place. I don't know if he's doing it because he's on camera and he's like, I need to be emotive in the way I talk. But the way his face moves is like a very strange visual ASMR for me. Yeah, Asmongold. His you see the streamers on mushrooms? He was playing Final Fantasy 14 online. And he made a video about how you could spend a lot of in-game money, like $500,000 in-game money, which actually would take a long time to make. I think I've been playing Final Fantasy Online for a few years now. I only got a couple million saved up, so that would only be like a couple $500,000 shots. And there's something called ERPG, erotic role playing, ERPing, erotic role playing, ERPing. You go into the server, you meet somebody, they're like, hey, you want to relax? You want to come chill out and relax? And you pay them $500,000 in-game money, which is just a lot of time. I'm sure you could buy that. I don't know what the equivalent is. It's a gil, not money. And ERP. Hey, baby, you want to ERP down in the sewer? Derps with the ERPs. There's and you don't know who these people are. You don't know if they're dudes or chicks, but it's just somebody, maybe even a robot. I don't fucking know. You hang out in a room and then they probably just like talk dirty to you and dance or something. So basically now in Final Fantasy Online, I have no more money left because no, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's why I play Second Life. I miss Second Life. There was a sex dungeons with horses in it. Fucking weird as shit. And that was free. What are we gonna? What are we talking about here, Diane? Is this even a? Is there any gas blasts? We have also an option to gas blast me. If you email nick@nicktherat.com and you put gas blast in the title of the email, I will read the email live. If I remember that I even do that. But let's see. I don't think there's been any gas blast for a long time. Wait, there is one new gas blast here. What is this? From August 3rd. This is an old gas blast. But there's a link. Hold on. I gotta figure out what this is here. There's a link here. But I'm gonna click it because I missed this gas blast, and I just proof to people that I do have this option to do. One second. I gotta do a search over here for gas blast. I can't keep my email open because the fucking Google voice ringer.
My name is Chris and I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for 14. No, wait. 15. That's right. 15 minutes. It's so easy to fall off the wagon. It makes you just want to crack another can. I've tried many 12-step programs, but there's only ever been one where someone has come up to me afterwards and said, "Hey Chris, that was really brave of you to open up to us like that. Let me get you a beer." And that was here in the Dark Sewer Network. Are you looking for support for your drinking habit? Nick the Rat's 12 Steps to 24 Cans can help you. Located exclusively and conveniently here in the Dark Sewer Network, we meet every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. You probably won't stop drinking, but you'll be drinking with friends much worse than you. Thanks, Nick the Rat. Now I can live my life one can at a time. Oh shit. I really shouldn't have smoked that last joint you gave me. I think I'm gonna... Call 917-719-5923 for the drinking support you need.
Is that Chris from Australia? All right, I'm gonna click this link that Servo sent because it's something. It's a Reddit link. I fucking hate Reddit so much. That's Asmongold's house. Why has he got all those cups there? Those better be filled with piss. Wait. Well, you know, dude's rich too. He makes a f ton of money, but he lives like yeah, that's a fucking filthy room. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11. He's got more than 20 cups of just cups. He's got like, you know, fucking like fast food takeout cups sitting on his table. Well, how did this picture get released? Did he take a picture of this? Why did you? Is this really his house? This might be his house. I'm just so I think that chair looks familiar. And this is to Asmongold's sewer. You count 23 cups there? I was banned from see, I have this issue too where I like to reply to people. And I was banned from Reddit / R News. It was R News or whatever. Because, you know, you see some articles on there and you're just like, what about opening your brain and thinking? And then you just get banned. And then it's like, well, then I guess that's not what this is for. I don't think most stuff is for bettering humanity or even talking or having a. Is it even going to better humanity? I don't know. Anyway, what is this other? What is this? Asmongold's lair. This okay? I shouldn't click this, but now I want to see it because
heard a lot of people saying that I exaggerate things. I make things more than what they are, and that's true. But not in terms of my room. A lot of people think that it's actually not as bad as it is. And I'm probably gonna clean it today, but I don't want to lose the memory. And so, got 3 drinks here.
oh, look at it. There's a link why he doesn't drink or do recreational drugs.
What's up, boys? So today, we got a little bit more of a serious topic. Today, I want to talk to you all about why I don't smoke, why I don't do any recreational drugs, and why I don't drink. I don't do any of that stuff. I never have, and I never will. Now, I've gotten this question, why I don't do it.
You know what sucks? It takes him 60 minutes to answer this question. Let's see if he can answer it in the next minute.
Ever since I was back in middle school, whenever all my friends were doing it, and they were wondering why I wasn't joining along. So I wanted to answer that question and just kind of give my perspective on it as somebody who, has seen a lot of people go through this. And, it's something people always ask me a lot in my stream as well. And I think that honestly, I mean, it's definitely, you've got the stereotype, okay? You've got the tall, skinny, shaggy white guy with baggy clothes, wearing sweatpants and a video game t-shirt. I mean, honestly, there have been times I've been in college and drug dealers have walked up to me and they're just like completely casual. They're like, all right, what do you need, man? Like just straight up. And every time I tell them that, like, I'm not interested, I think sometimes they've gotten mad at me because they're like, I've like tricked them or something like that. Like I follow every single fucking paradigm of like, the traditional drug guy, right? And somehow
All right, it's been a minute. He has not answered the question. Asmongold, just watch him for his facial movements. You could, and if that doesn't trigger your visual ASMR, then turn it off. Some people's voices just rock. There's a streamer I started following, and her voice is just insane. I don't know if maybe it's not like insane, but to me it's really. There's something about the way she talks. It's cool. Hold on a second. Let me bring up a clip. Let's see if you think that this voice is bad or good. or if you understand why, it's just weird. It's very like bubbly and poppy. I don't even know why I'm playing this. Let's see if I could find something. Actually, just anything. Let me just click here.
We live. We live.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna let you guys in chat decide if it's gonna be a waifu or husbando. When we catch it, you guys can vote. Okay. I better set up the raffle. We raffle off the nicknames in the chat, same thing as last run. So I'm gonna run the raffle every time I catch a Pokemon. Whoever wins that, as long as you're active in the chat.
I don't know why that voice. There's something. It also it gets even crazier though. She'll like extend that voice.
Y'all are out of control! I drew 2 lines, guys! I will have everyone remember this moment. Look at this, booba! I drew 2 lines, 2 simple little curves, and everyone in chat is freaking out about the booba. Horny.
The boobas. But anyway, okay. Let me get out of fucking streamer world over here. From Brighton Beach? Brighton, England? Wow. The server was talking about there's a Britain. Yeah, there you could just sometimes you start watching somebody and you like, wow, I could just keep on. I'll watch this. And you interact with them a little bit too. Some interaction. You talk to people. Blah blah blah. Some people got really good voices. They're just good demeanors, and you just want to spend time with them. And they fucking will spend time with you. It's you are not even there. The internet is a very strange place, man. A bunch of words. It's like magic. And then you meet them in real life, and you're like, hi. It's parasocial. Yeah, you feel connected, and then sometimes they'll say something that you totally don't agree with that makes you mad. But so there's a couple of people that I've been listening to for forever, and you never not feel connected with them. But yeah, that happens sometimes. Sometimes you're just like, what was I doing? Why am I watching this? Or not even that. Like you still like the person and stop listening to them. It could come and go, but there's some people that stick around for forever, like JCD and Adam Curry, Art Bell. There's a couple other podcasts I listen to all the damn time. But Horowitz, I could listen to Horowitz talk all day. I don't actually listen to Disciplined Investor. I just listen to him. He's got a good. Sometimes also combos of people work well. That's what's hard about being in the sewer. I'm all alone. But fuck you, Kyle. Sometimes there's like 2 people when they talk together, it works really well, and when they talk alone or with other people, it doesn't work. It's strange. I think Art Bell and Dvorak could talk to anybody, and I would listen to it. I think they're at the top of my list of just listening to people. There's also this a podcaster named what is his name? Diane, what's his name? Wesley? I think his name is Wesley. It's Wes. I forget his last name, Crinsdale. It's from the Penske podcast. But this guy, Wes, I totally just jive with his whole demeanor, and I've been listening to him for years. He'd probably hate me if he ever met me in real life. Either way, let's 12:20. What are we doing here? We got more music. We do have more music. Let's listen to some music. We're done talking about Twitch and streamers and who you listen to. There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of things you can watch. There's a lot of ways to spend your time, and who you spend it with, and how you do it. Have fun. Stay off TikTok. The Midnight Spacewalk, Props. Now, Props been releasing a lot of good music lately. Recently, actually. I think I've listened to a shitload of Props. Props to Props. I think I might have actually played 2 songs from Props last week. Which I usually don't play 2 songs from the same person. And that happened by accident. But here's another one. Midnight Spacewalk. We'll be right back. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm still going to talk about streamers for a quick few seconds. Seems like there's Servo was talking about how you could watch somebody, you just get disinterested in them. That happens mostly for me with people that are, I think they're like selling products. I found that a lot in the music making world. There's a lot of people that have very good videos, but they're kind of almost just selling a project. I'm not going to name names on that front. I'm just going to say most of them. It's like, oh, here's a new piece of equipment. Here's a new plugin. Here's a new something that costs money. Here's something that costs money that's new. I'm just going to tell you about it. And those people could be very informative, but you're not really going to watch them very long because maybe you will. It might be your thing. Somebody on the good side of that, I'll say like Linus Tech Tips, where was it the Linus? He does tech shit, but he sells stuff. He's basically selling something. He's not really selling it. He's but he does sell it, and he has ads and shit. Like, I'll watch a video or two if I'm looking for something. I would trust his opinion, but I'm not going to watch every video he puts out. I'm not going to watch all of his content. I don't know. Anyway, what am I even talking about here? I'm drunk. Fuck. Honest reviews. There's a cool channel that does honest reviews, like some engineer guy. I forget the fucking name of it, but he'll compare scientifically like 10 of the biggest brands in something. Like how many times do you have to rub your jeans to make a hole in it? See if I could find him pretty quick. Oh, Project Farm. He does like rigorous testing on products. Pretty interesting. Project Farm. Yeah. I actually bumped into Linus Tech Tips in the city once. And I called him the YouTube guy. I wasn't. That was like a few years ago. And I was just like, oh, I wasn't not like a big Linus fan, but I bumped into him and said hi to him because I was like, ah, you're good. But I called him the YouTube guy. Project Farm's speech mannerisms amuse you? Sorry, I'm just talking to the chat. You know, when you're drunk, you need to talk to somebody. I'm talking to Servo. It's me and Servo's words. We're about to do the NyQuil chicken. You know what's cool about the NyQuil chicken thing? Is that the news told you that you could boil NyQuil to make it more potent. It's like, hey, you guys want to cook up drugs? Boil NyQuil. I never... Can you boil it down to like a pill? Like a super condensed pill of fucking dextrostrose or whatever the main drug ingredient in it is? What else could you boil down to get stoned? Bleach? What is it? Any sane person with decent parents. I've done stupid stuff as a kid. I don't think I would ever boil it. Also, when I was a kid, there was no internet to tell me that the internet was stupid. Like if you were a kid in like the 80s, 90s, or whatever, and like somebody was like, "Oh, you could boil a chicken in NyQuil," I might be like, "Wow, that might be the way to do it." But not many people would be able to tell me to do that, and there'd not be many ways to check up on how dumb that is to do. But I think anybody that has access to these videos about boiling a chicken in NyQuil probably could also look for why they shouldn't do that. Also, that's just disgusting. Why don't you just boil down the NyQuil? Like if there was videos like, hey, boil down NyQuil to get fucked up, then I might, oh, okay, well, hey, I'm trying to get fucked up and I don't have a brain because I'm an idiot, then sure. But I guess there's a lot of fucking dumb people out there. Who knows? This is also just like a news story. Maybe it's not even fucking real. Maybe only people are lying about doing it. There's so many liars and trolls on the internet. Like, there was the Tide Pod challenge, and people were going to the hospital for it. But how many people were going to the hospital for it? Is there like an official stat of how many people died from eating Tide Pods? I'm sure there was one or two people that actually did it. And the people that actually did that probably licked their walls too when they were Tide Pod Challenge deaths. Did anybody actually die from this? Let's see how many people. Consumer Reports reported that between Tide Pod's introduction in 2012 through early 17, 8 deaths. 2 of the 8 deaths were children, and the 6 were adults with dementia. All right, so not to be harsh, but over 5 years, over 5 years, 8 people did the Tide Pod challenge. Everybody else lied about it, but the 8 people that died, they did it. And 2 were kids. It's probably like 4 years old that did it by accident. And then the rest were old people with dementia. Here's an article from 2019, The Tragic Side of Tide Pods from Fortune.com. Oh, I have to pay to read this article? Okay. You know how many people died from Tide Pod Challenge or probably did the Tide Pod Challenge? It is probably barely anybody. Now, have I done stupid stuff? Yeah, but nothing like that. Put a roll of Mentos in your ass and then pour in vinegar. Blitzed. What are you saying here? I think, you know what? Nick the Rat's cynical. Everything is fake. None of this shit's real. There is no Tide Pod challenge. There is no NyQuil chicken. There's I don't know. Maybe there is. If somebody maybe it's a big industry. Maybe I should start selling some NyQuil chicken. Anyway, we'll be right back. I gotta take a. Jeez, Diane, can we call somebody to cook up some of that?
Are you looking for a way to spice up your love life? Well, today you can. Why not kick back with some dark sewer nipple clamps? You and your nipple clamps will become one overnight. It'll be great fun. You and your lover will be clammed. Order 2 for $69.99. Only on the Dark Sewer Network.
She was 6 feet of black dynamite. He was a short Hasidic Jew. She fought a savage battle to stay alive in the ghetto. He studied the Talmud at night. While she burned the ghetto to the ground, he kindled the Sabbath candles. Theirs was a love of passion, a torrid, sensual lust, fueled by those who said no. Samuel L. Bronkowitz presents Cleopatra Schwartz. They alone dared to triumph in a hellish inferno of unrelenting desire. Never before has the screen unleashed such violent fury. Never again will one man and one woman defy such incredible odds. Together, no one could stop them.
Oh shit! Another Nihilor song? Nihilor. Nihilor. I wonder how he actually pronounces it. I always said Nihilor. 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 Eternal light. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Go, Nylor, go. Nylor has a wide range. A lot of cool stuff. Hi, everybody. Tonight we're talking about the rich and the famous. We're okay. I'm gonna talk about one more streamer. Louis Rossman moved. I thought he was gonna go to Maine or New Hampshire or someplace up north. But he wanted to get out of New York City because New York City, it's a fucking shithole. It's a fucking dirty shithole filled with crazy people and dumb politicians. Maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe the politicians are smart. I'm stupid. You never know. But one of the things he complained about a lot was real estate, commercial real estate. He was trying to get a store, and that's commercial real estate, and people would lie to him. I don't know how that's possible. They're like, oh, this store is like 2,000 square feet. And he would go there and measure it, and it would be like 1,500 square feet. And he would confront the people there and be like, what are you doing? Why are you saying it's this big when it's this big? And the brokers would say, it's real estate. That's how you upsell. How do you can't upsell physics, you fuckheads, and nobody stops it. It's when somebody is in business and lies to your face, they should be in jail. They should be in you might get raped jail. That's probably the problem. Not enough blue collar criminals are going to. You're gonna get stabbed and raped jail. They call it puffery. Well, puffery should send you to rape jail. Basically, if you have a conversation with somebody and you lie to their face, like a blatant lie, especially about like the physical reality, you should probably go away from society. Like imagine if I had an ad in like like a single white female down to fuck. Is that like DTF? SWF? If you put an ad in the newspaper, okay, if don't the personals, people are probably lying to you there. But if a corporation lies to you, or if somebody you're doing business with, like on a like a taxpayer level, okay, say you go to Blockbuster and you rent a movie, and the title on the box says DTF, and it's 80 minutes long. You put it in, and it's called SWF, not DTF, and it's only 30 minutes long. You should go to jail for that. There's gotta be rules. You can't just lie about physics. God damn it. It's very upsetting. But either way, they would lie to his face. And yeah. He would also get tickets from fucking like traffic cops. Like, oh, you meter maids would come to his store and be like, you need to hang up more fucking fucking signage is. It's like New York City pushes out small business and only wants giant mega corporations. Also, New York City is filled with all these fucking crazy people. They're like, oh, we're gonna put cameras on all the trains. Oh, that's great. You're gonna put cameras on all the trains. First off, the cameras in the subway stations don't work half the time anyway. And you know who's checking up on that? Nobody, because there's no accountability. And you're just, and you think crazy people give a fuck if they're caught on camera? They're called cell phones. Pretty much every crime is on a subway train in New York City is captured via cell phone. There's people standing around videotaping it, and they don't want to get involved. I understand. Like, if there's a crazy fuck on the train, I don't want to get involved with this person. If they're going around yelling and screaming and you as a New Yorker need to get the fuck away from him. But the thing is, they start fucking with people. It's like, am I really gonna put my life to assist? If I had a gun or something, I could shoot the person, or fucking, or shock him. If I had a taser on me, I'd fucking tase him more. But I wouldn't want them to know that I'm tasing because they might be on methamphetamines, and then they're gonna come after me. Either way, it's fucked up thing. If you ever go to like Twitter and go to like New York Police Department fucking Twitter feed, you're gonna see a lot of videos of a lot of fucked up shit. I don't know if it happens around the nation, like getting kicked repeatedly in the face at 8 o'clock in the morning going to work because the guy that killed his grandmother and beat the shit out of his sister is just out on the street still because, hey, there's no place for these crazy people because the laws. Nobody really wants to deal with it. You ever go to school and have that kid in your class that's a piece of shit and nobody really wants to deal with him? So he's like, why doesn't this person just disappear from society? They're a big piece of shit. They're fucking it up for everybody else. Can't they just, put them someplace else? Put them out in the forest. It's nice. There's a lot of nature. Just don't let them back into reality because they're gone. Some people are just gone. And they need to be. You be like, oh, you won the lot. You won the crazy. You won the lottery. Come with us. You're going to this island. It's called Australia. I don't know. But either way, Louis Rossman is going to Austin, Texas, which I'm sure there's the commercial real estate is less shady than New York City. And there'll be a lot of Macs to fix there. No, he's not even doing that. He's part of like Futo. I don't even know what Futo is. He helps. It's like an angel investor group. I don't know. But good luck to you, Louis Rossman, and have a good relocation. Futo sounds like, isn't there like some weird like chicks with dicks porno called Futo or something? I don't know. All my beers are gone. I don't know where to move to. I want to move to like a tax haven. Florida's getting hit with a gigantic storm right now. I hope Ducky's okay. Is Ducky okay? Is Ducky on the west side or the east side of Florida? I'm not too sure. But yeah, I haven't seen him in chat. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ducky? Ducky, are you out there? Oh crap. Hold on one second. I fucked up with math, and now I'm not where I'm supposed to be. The only way to get back in line is to listen to Moonlight Sonata by Ralph Clement.
Hey, may I help you? Yeah, this is kind of neat. What is it?
Oh, it's from New Guinea. It's a ceremonial spirit box.
Wow, that's cool. What do you do with it?
You put your weed in there.
Oh. Thank you.
This is neat. Is this from South America?
You bet. That's a Yanomami ancestor idol from Brazil. It's carved from deer bone.
What do you use it for?
You put your weed in here.
Okay.
No problem.
Where's this from?
Oh, it's from Borneo. It's for a Sulawesi puberty ritual. It symbolizes the journey into adulthood.
Really?
Yeah, and you put your weed in here.
So this has actually been used in puberty rituals?
Yeah, and you put your weed in there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Excuse me.
Oh, this is great. You put your weed in here.
I'm looking for a gift for my mother. Is there anything in here that doesn't involve weed?
This is what I do. I have like punchlines, and then I ramble around. Knowing I have real strong punchlines, I ramble around till I get to the punchlines, because I find if I do it word for word, which I started, when I started I did that, it just sounds rote.
Yep.
And it's sort of like, you know when you repeat a word over and over again and you forget what it means, kind of?
A lot.
Yeah, so I was like that. So now I ramble around knowing I can hit a punchline.
It's a journey. You're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
The word orange doesn't rhyme with anything, and that kind of pisses me off because I can think of a lot of things that rhyme with orange.
What rhymes with orange?
If you're taking the word at face value and you just say orange, nothing is going to rhyme with it exactly. If you enunciate it and you make it like more than one syllable, orange, you could say like, I put my orange 4-inch door hinge in storage and ate porridge with George. You just have to figure out the science to breaking down words.
I don't understand for the life of me. I don't understand for the life of me why we are telling women that their best and greatest superpower, creating another human from their own body, is less important than working as an associate law clerk. Working 2,100 billable hours, checking footnotes, is somehow more important than raising the next generation of human beings that you made with your own body and then bringing them up. Now, some people may choose that. Fine, again, for the 1,000th time. That's fine. Do what you want. It's a free country. But if you're going to indoctrinate women to believe that happiness comes from working as an accountant, but not from spending more time with your children, there's not a single person who on their deathbed said, I wish I had done one more doc review.
I'd be looking at Greta Thunberg, and I'm like, why the fuck are we listening to a fucking kid about anything, right? It drove me crazy. And then I'd see the gun kids from Florida, from the school that got shot up, and I'd be like, why are we listening to kids about guns and legislation? I'm like, holy fuck. They're making kids make all the points because you can't tell kids to shut the fuck up or you're an asshole.
The universe contains many maybes. In 1933, three tremendous events occurred. Alfred Korzybski published Science and Sanity, which argued that either-or logic does not describe the world accurately, and we needed a new non-Aristotelian orientation based on more than either-or. Bush and Gore, either-or. That's a terrible trap to be caught in. And Korzybski suggested an infinite-valued logic based on probabilities. And that's the way I've been thinking ever since I read Korzybski. Some things the things I'm most sure of, I give a 99% probability. I think I'm 99% sure I'm at the Prophets Conference in Palm Springs. I'm not 100% sure because I dreamed about it a few times before I came. For all I know, this is just another dream and I'm still home in Capitola, just imagining I'm here. But I give that one a 99% probability because there are too many details that are too clear for a dream. But I won't give it 100% probability because in my dreams I'm always sure they're real until I wake up. The same year that Korzybski published his probabilistic logic in a book called Science and Sanity, John von Neumann, anybody remember him? I was talking about him a little while ago. He designed the first programmable computer and invented mathematical game theory, which can be applied to poker, business, war, and a dozen other fields. He also suggested a three-valued logic, but he realized the Aristotelian two-valued logic wouldn't work. Not in the this was on a book on quantum physics by von Neumann. He, instead of yes and no, he gave us three choices: yes, no, and maybe. And he represented yes by 1, no by 0, and maybe by 1/2. And this is used by some physicists as the best way of dealing with quantum indeterminacy. The trouble with 1/2 is that it assumes you can break things down into only three categories. I prefer Korzybski's infinite-valued logic. It depends on how much you know. Sometimes you can do much better than 1.5 and 0. Sometimes you can get to 0.75 or even to 0.99. Like, for instance, Velikovsky's great comet theory, which was rejected, renounced, denounced, ostracized, banned, boycotted, etc. by the scientific community in the 1950s. I have never seen any reason to put that in a 1 or a 0. The whole scientific community put it in a 0. Velikovsky was a nut, and that's the end of it. They're still saying that. Yet he's got enough evidence to keep me interested. When I examine all of his evidence, is it enough to put me in one in certainty? Absolutely not. I think he proved there have been catastrophes in historical times. Did he prove the catastrophe that he particularly wanted to prove? I don't think so. I don't think his evidence is good enough. But I think there's some chance, there's a considerable probability that there were certainly catastrophes before the human race appeared. What wiped out the dinosaurs? What created all those meteor craters? Why are Mars and the Moon full of meteor craters? There have been cosmic catastrophes. I just don't think Velikovsky got all the details right. Once you stop thinking in terms of either or, well, actually, nobody thinks in terms of either or until they get involved in a political argument or a theological argument. The people who know what's true, who make up most of the human race, they not only know what's true, they know how to defeat everybody who's an agnostic or a zetetic or recognizes some indeterminacy. They get you trapped in an either-or game, and pretty soon you find yourself agreeing to something you never agreed to before. The way to resist that is the first time they bring up an either-or, stop them at that point and say, wait a minute, I can think of three other choices. And if you can't think of three other choices, buy all of my books right away.
And more importantly, I would like you to adopt the following strategy that I use all the time. Do not debate with people who start with an analogy. Don't. Do not. In fact, say, whoa, I don't argue analogies, but if you want to argue this situation, I'd be happy to. Just don't. It's so tempting, and I do it all the time, so I don't follow my own advice, because it's too easy to be weak and go, oh, I'm going to argue that analogy. Do not. Here's what you say when somebody really insists that you argue the analogy. You say, well, you're describing a different situation. If you'd like to discuss a different situation, we can after we're done with this one. But what you're learning from something that has a little bit in common with this is nothing useful. So I don't want to be part of a conversation about an analogy. But if you'd like to talk about what we know, and also, some logic and reason, I'm all for you. But analogies would be really what people who have never learned to think use instead. Let me say it again. We use analogies usually when we don't have an argument. Usually. Now, I use them all the time. So is it because I don't have an argument? Usually it's because I'm in a hurry, honestly. I'll throw out an analogy because I think they're funny, or it'll just leave you something to chew on, and I'm not interested in the argument. But if I give you an analogy, probably I'm not serious about the conversation at all. I'm probably just trying to provoke you. I'm just trying to get you to, reveal yourself or something. But it's not an argument. An analogy is a conversation about a different topic. That's it. It's just a different conversation.
Looking back, I look at the historic pieces when I'm looking for newsletter art, although I try to pick more newer stuff. But you go back and you see like these guys that don't do much anymore. And I have to say, and you can click on the artist's name. If you blow up one of these pieces, the artist's name, and you click on it, you see all their stuff. And the body of work for certain people is really unbelievable. And I'm going to have to, and I like to call them out once in a while for having an unbelievable body of work and then kind of falling off the truck. In other words, they don't produce much anymore. I think they burn out.
It happens.
Nick the Rat has an unbelievable body of work.
That's true.
I mean, he goes back page after page after page after page of a lot of it stunning. Yeah, he just lost interest.
Well, he still, didn't he? I thought he uploaded something
he
recently.
Comes in about once every 3 or 4 shows with the piece that he tosses. It's a toss off, you know. It's like, let's try this. Maybe they'll like it. Kind of attitude.
You can make a swarm of assassin drones for very little money by just taking the Face ID chip that's used in cell phones and having a small explosive charge and a standard drone, and have them just do a grid sweep of the building until they find the person they're looking for, ram into them, and explode. You can do that right now. No new technology is needed. Right now. Right now. Right now.
Allness in science. Korzybski maintained that humans are limited in what they know by 1. The structure of their nervous systems, and 2. The structure of their languages. Humans cannot experience the world directly, but only through their abstractions, nonverbal impressions derived from the nervous system, and verbal indicators expressed and derived from language. These sometimes mislead us about what is the case. Our understanding sometimes lacks similarity of structure with what is actually happening. An example to support this theory would be talking about the sky is blue. The sky as we know it, the blueness is inherent in it. There could be no other to structure it. Thus saying that the sky is blue erases the role of the observer. The way that we say is makes declaration with a fact that cannot be doubt. Saying the sky is blue may be natural in the English language, but it's not natural to nature. It is not scientific either. You can never say that the sky is blue because the shade of blue you are perceiving is not necessarily the same shade that the other person sees. We only say that the sky is blue because we agree on the general idea of blue. Therefore, saying that the sky is blue is only based on one's personal experience. It is more scientific when it's worded, the sky is blue to me, rather than just saying, the sky is blue. Same case goes for someone who is colorblind. They will never understand the meaning of blue if they cannot perceive the color blue. Thus, we can never say something is something. This is called the is of identity, where it refers specifically to the is in subject-predicate statements of facts, such as the sky is blue. This is when Korzybski introduced the idea of non-allness. When Korzybski says the sky is blue, it is applying to all. However, it may not apply to all. It applies to most people, but not all. He establishes a general rule of science in this general semantics theory. You can never state all of everything. There is no all of anything except arguably the entire universe as a whole. Nothing is ever all because nothing is finished. Sometimes non-allness also represents you can never present what everyone is seeing because everyone's perspectives are different. There will always be something hidden.
Now, another thing that people often say is that for guessing, two identical theories, suppose you have two theories, A and B, which look completely different psychologically, have different ideas in them and so on, but that all the consequences that are computed, are exactly the same. Maybe say they even agree with experiments. The point is, though, that the two theories, although they sound different at the beginning, have all consequences the same. It's easy usually to prove that mathematically by doing a little mathematics ahead of time to show that the logic from this one and this one will always give corresponding consequences. Suppose we have two such theories, how are we going to decide which one is right? No way, not by science, because they both agree with experiment to the same extent. There's no way to distinguish one from the other. So two theories, although they may have deeply different ideas behind them, may be mathematically identical, and usually people say then in science one doesn't know how to distinguish them, and that's right. However, for psychological reasons, in order to guess new theories, these two things are very far from equivalent, because one gives a man different ideas than the other. By putting the theory in a certain kind of framework, you get an idea what to change, which would be something, for instance, in theory A, it talks about something that you say, I'll change that idea in here. But to find out what the corresponding thing is you're going to change in here may be very complicated. It may not be a simple idea. In other words, a simple change here makes maybe a very different theory than a simple change there. In other words, although they're identical before they're changed, there are certain ways of changing one which look natural, which don't look natural in the other. Therefore, psychologically, we must keep all the theories in our head. And every theoretical physicist that's any good knows 6 or 7 different theoretical representations for exactly the same physics, and knows that they're all equivalent, and that nobody is ever going to be able to decide which one is right at that level, but he keeps them in his head hoping that they'll give him different ideas for guessing. Incidentally, that reminds me of another thing, and that is that the philosophy or the ideas around the theory, a lot of ideas, you say, I believe there is a space-time or something like that in order to discuss your analysis, that these ideas change enormously when there are very tiny changes in the theory. In other words, for instance, Newton's ideas about space and time agreed with experiment very well. But in order to get the correct motion of the orbit of Mercury, which was a tiny, tiny difference, the difference in the character of the theory with which you started was enormous. Reason is, these are so simple and so perfect. They produce definite results. In order to get something to produce a little different result, it has to be completely different. You can't make imperfections on a perfect thing. You have to have another perfect thing. So the philosophical ideas between Newton's theory of gravitation and Einstein's theory of gravitation are enormous. The differences, rather, are enormous. What are these philosophies? These philosophies are really tricky ways to compute consequences quickly. A philosophy, which is sometimes called an understanding of the law, is simply a way that a person holds the laws in his mind so as to guess quickly at consequences. Some people have said, and it's true, for instance, in the case of Maxwell's equations and other equations, never mind the philosophy, never mind anything of this kind, just guess the equations. The problem is only to compute their answers so that they agree with experiment, and is not necessary to have a philosophy or argue or words about the equation. That's true in a sense, yes and no. It's good in the sense you may be, if you only guess the equation, you're not prejudicing yourself and you'll guess better. On the other hand, maybe the philosophy helps you to guess. It's very hard to say. For those people who insist, however, that the only thing that's important is that the theory agrees with experiment, I would like to make an imaginary discussion between a Mayan astronomer and his student. The Mayans were able to calculate with great precision the predictions, for example, for eclipses and the position of the moon in the sky, the position of Venus, and so on. However, it was all done by arithmetic. You count a certain numbers, you subtract some numbers, and so on. There was no discussion of what the moon was. There wasn't even a discussion of the idea that it went around. There was only calculate the time when there would be an eclipse or the time when it would rise, the full moon, and when it would rise, half moon, and so on. Just calculated only. Suppose that a young man went to the astronomer and said, I have an idea. Maybe those things are going around, and there are balls of rocks out, like rocks out there. We could calculate how they move in a completely different way than just calculate what time they appear in the sky and so on. So, of course, the Mayan astronomer would say, yes. How accurate can you predict eclipses? He said, I haven't developed the thing very far. He says, but we can calculate eclipses more accurately than you can with your model, and so you must not pay any attention to this because the mathematical scheme is better. And there's a very strong tendency of people to say against some idea, if someone comes up with an idea and says, let's suppose the world is this way, and you say to him, well, what would you get for the answer for such and such a problem? And he says, I haven't developed it far enough. And you say, well, we have already developed it much further, and we can get the answers very accurately. So it is a problem as to whether or not to worry about philosophies behind ideas.
It's weird that they named it ultraviolet. I would have thought that scientists back in the day would have called it post-violet or yeah, it's not purple. It's just because they say it's ultraviolet doesn't mean that the sky is actually purple. It's because you can't even imagine what it would look like. They always say, "Oh, this is what a bee would say," or "This is what a dog would say." You can't imagine what a dog or a bee sees. We put it in a little box. We put it in a little envelope, and we pretend that's what it is. That's the problem with life. A lot of life is unknowns, and science has put it into little envelopes and little boxes so it could break down your imagination into nothingness. It's like take your imagination and throw it out the door and turn down your radio because you're the next caller on Nick the Rider. Who is this? Hello? Are you there?
Are you ready for ultra violence?
Wasn't there? I think there's a movie called Ultra Violence.
I have a T-shirt that says "Get ready for ultra violence" on the back.
On the backside, it says Ultra. Are you a wrestler?
I got it from a wrestling hardcore punk band called Eat the Turnbuckle.
That's an impressive, dangerous job.
I have in my work box a railroad spike from the show that they used during the match.
Ultraviolence.
It's got a little brown.
Clockwork Orange.
Ultraviolence.
Clockwork Orange. Ultraviolence was in that.
What was was it a Korean flick where the guy gets like holed up in this hotel for like 15 years and he finally breaks out and it has that long shot of just one continual take as he like beats down this entire hallway of dudes.
Possibly. That was a hammer time.
Mm-hmm.
There was a movie in 2011 called Ultra Space Violence, and in 2020 there was Ultraviolence. I don't think I've seen either one.
You know, actually, Spike Lee remade it. Remade this the Asian flick with oh god, who's the dude that plays Thanos?
And he was in the what? Really? He was Josh Brolin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josh Brolin was in a Spike Lee remake of this flick that I'm thinking of.
Isn't it weird how Marvel has become the dictionary of actors?
I was thinking the other one was No Country for Old Men. That was the two that came to mind. I just thought of the.
I was thinking about this movie or this series on, I think it was on Amazon Prime, about a hole in the middle of Josh Brolin's farm. But I forgot Josh Brolin's name, so I was like, that movie, that TV show with the hole and Thanos. And somebody's like, Josh Brolin. And then since they said that, I remember it now. And I was like, oh yeah.
It's a little bit of a synchronicity.
Life's all synchronicities. I bet you got fingers.
I'm sorry, did you just assume my body count?
I assumed your digits. Yes, I did. Because there's a 99.9% chance that you have fingers. You might not, though. I'm an asshole.
Body shaming. You're
Paul,
what's
you
the
have
thing? It's
fingers
like
though, right? That's how you dialed the number.
you're ableist.
I am.
Text to talk.
I'm being an
Talk to
ableist for those 7 people that listen to Nick the Rat without fingers or toes.
I have kind of a not serious question for you, but
every question is serious.
What? You're right. This is an incredibly serious question. What am I even thinking? Do you have a take on what your first immediate thought would be seeing a package mailed to you that had a severed finger in it? Walk us through that first 30 seconds.
I would shriek and throw the box on the floor. And then for about 30 seconds, I'd probably just be like, oh, fuck, I gotta shut it down. I would just be thinking I gotta shut it down for probably about an hour, and then I'd call the cops.
Right on. You wouldn't just toss it?
If there was a real finger, no. I need that's some mafia shit. I would need protection.
I know of a story where it happened to a dude. It's a little grotesque.
Didn't Van Gogh do that? Van Gogh cut his dick off and sent it to his lover.
And a nutsack.
See, imagine that. Imagine somebody that loves Nick the Rat sent me their penis in a box, and I call the cops and get them arrested, even though it was just fan mail. That'd be fucked up.
It's a very normal thing to do.
All right, if somebody sends me a finger, I'll hang it on the wall behind me. The first 30 seconds, I'd first suck on it to get the dirt off, and then make it shiny, and then stick it on the wall. Be like, that's a fan.
Just like that.
Yeah. But probably what I first said, I'd probably shriek through it and then call the cops.
I think that's a fair answer. I think that's what any sane person would do.
Well, it also depends on how it's packaged. It depends on how it's packaged. If it was just a moist finger in a yellow envelope, that would get a shriek. But if it was like a finger inside of an ember, not an ember, amber, encased in something, that would be in a velvet box, a velvet padded box with a lucite encased finger. I wouldn't throw it. I wouldn't want to break it. I'd be like, that's cool.
Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be chopping off my finger and encasing it in clear resin. I am so excited about this project. We have gotten so many requests for this one, so we just got to get straight into it. So first what we're going to do is grab our butcher knife, right? And you want to make sure that you get the tourniquet nice and tight on the finger, because excess blood loss can make this process a little more difficult, because you'll find yourself getting a little dizzy.
I'd watch it.
Make sure to wear...
It's better than the 4-second clips I see on 4chan of dudes cutting off their penises. I mean,
or fucking a fish, maybe.
Or a snake.
Oh, yeah.
People fuck weird shit, man. I don't know what they're doing out there.
There is that age-old adage that if it moves, it grooves.
Do people do fucked up shit because they were raised poorly, or because of just being... Do you think the first fucked up person was the child of somebody that was just mentally fucked up?
I mean, wouldn't you be a little fucked up if you were the first man and woman?
But there's sometimes a difference. If you have a genetic issue or something where you're fucked up, but maybe fucked up people came from genetically fucked up people. first?
It's like I think there's room to call it a form of vampirism, something that gets passed from person to person.
Everything does get
But,
passed, but are like all murderers are not genetically fucked up people. I don't think, right? Would you say murder is a genetic thing? And I mean like
I'm no
like
I'm
just gonna stab this person. I don't like that person. I'm gonna kill them. They're dead. Do you think that's a genetic malfunction, or do you think that's somebody that was raised by a genetically malfunctioned person? I don't know.
I'm not sure how much the genetics would play. Granted, I'm not a scientist, nor a psychologist. So I'm not. I don't know. If push came to shove and you shoved the gun into my mouth, I think people are more affected by the environment, probably more. You know, it's they're affected by the cards in everyone else's hands rather than
But
what they're actually holding.
the environment is pretty primo.
Okay.
Do you mean environment as other people or
people, surroundings? I mean, if you're going to be living to, there's a difference between living out in kind of a remote rural area versus beside some sort of processing plant.
Either way, if you're raised outside of a processing plant or wherever you're raised, you're not going to want to go out and kill people. Right? Or like just punch people? Like would you ever just go outside and hit somebody in the head with a hammer or rob them?
Well, I guess now that you mention it, I suppose a lot of dudes.
Random act of violence. A random act of violence. Not like a robbery. Like, I got a gun. Give me your wallet. Okay, you give me my wallet. I'm gonna leave. I mean, just like I got a gun and I shot you.
It would be murdering small animals and doing weird shit with the corpses.
Now, is that a genetic defect or not? When you murder an animal as a child, is there genetics involved in that, or is it bad parenting? And is the bad parenting from is
Maybe she's
evil
born with it. Maybe
is
it's
evil
made
genetic? Is it just evilness, or is it an addiction? It's like, wow. Maybe murder is just really good.
Maybe it's 100 parts yes and 100 parts yes.
Could be. Fuck.
200 times ramped up. God, we're getting times 20.
I just don't want to believe that random acts of violence is possibly natural. Sometimes. Like, because that should be weaved. That should be. Because, okay. If there's a kid murdering animals and you know about it, that means they're not doing it very well. Which means that the parents are failing completely, because they should. The parents are then defective. So I think there's like a defectiveness that could root back to hopefully something that's genetic, like a mutation rather than just a natural existence. Because like if you have a kid and he's choking a cat, you're probably gonna electroshock that kid or something. You're not just gonna let him keep doing it. And if you do let him keep doing it, then you have issues, and that issue could keep going back to.
I do have a question, but what is nature other than a vulgar display of power? Raw, unfiltered, dirty, nasty, cold, vicious.
Nature is very little that. I would say nature is mostly lazy, laziness. Like trees are everywhere. They're not, and there's a power involved. You know, the bigger tree gets the sun, the smaller tree doesn't. Not all trees need that much sun, though. So their vicious cycle is just like laziness. It's like, I'm too lazy to live, so I'm going to die. I'm too lazy to not grow, so I'm going to grow. But sometimes,
But when you walk out of the sewers on a rare day out and there's 3 inches of pollen, what is that? What is that? That's a tree raping you with its seed, coating every surface.
no, but it's lazy though. It takes very little energy for a tree to do nothing for that pollen to get into your nose. Well, think about other stuff that doesn't even get into your nose. Like, what about water? How does rain take energy to make shit wet? It's all the sun.
I don't
It's the
know.
sun. Everything's the
I
sun.
saw all those videos of the sharks swimming in the streets of Fort Myers.
There's sharks swimming in the street. There's asphalt sharks out there.
It looked about 2.5 feet of maybe 3 feet of water.
And there were sharks?
Yeah, sharks were washed up ashore.
Well, I'm not going to walk through. If there's like 2 feet of water, I'll just order Amazon and have them come to me.
Not to completely derail the conversation or take it in a weird turn, but I'm feeling like I'm seeing a lot more shadow people as of late. Almost every night that I come out, I always get the sensation that I just missed somebody running by. They were just there, and then I look and I don't see them.
I've been getting it more too. I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eyes more and more lately. I think there's the reality is breaking down. The universes are combined. That's why they keep talking about quantum physics, because that's the only way they could explain it. But it's more than quantum. There's something deeper.
The great unzipping. Zip.
The unraveling.
Watch it all fall. The unraveling, thread by thread.
These shadow people, though, they're not doing random acts of violence on you, though, are they? You just see them.
There was only one time where it ever felt like, nothing physical ever happened, but it was a very, it felt like it was again, there was no physical nature to it, but it just felt like a violent reaction, seeing something so just cut out of the air.
It was
so
visually violent.
Silhouette.
It was a visual.
Yeah,
would you want
like
it to
this
touch
walk
you?
home.
Do you want to be touched by the shadow people?
I think some of them are okay.
The problem is, I think most of us don't. You have to invite them. You cannot be scared. You have to let them. You have to, and trust me, they're not going to touch you. They can't. But if you open up the doors for them, they will know that you're a cool dude, which is good.
Well, I did that. I tried scrying into a TV screen in Las Vegas, and that was a gnarly piece of shadow work, because I was just being really abusive to myself at the time. Just lots of partying and drinking nonstop, and just zero self-awareness for taking care of any of the mind, body, or spitting spirit stuff.
Drink water. Water will ground you. It's a very powerful element.
And there was some just weird headspace, like connecting with my biological mother, but not actually talking to her, just thinking really hard and in depth about a lot of stuff. But regardless, I tried this whole like fucking hour-long scrying session into the TV screen. It was probably just the ugliest version I think I'd ever witnessed of myself. It was not pleasant. I wasn't scared per se. I was more just
You were going through a change. There was a change going on. You were metamorphosizing into a butt or a fly or something.
Turning my fecal matter gold, baby. But this, I legitimately heard at a very specific time. I actually have the time written down in one of my books. It was so fucking nuts. I'm staying in this hotel in Las Vegas, and all the doors are, they're set up to slam shut so people don't accidentally, leave their doors open, right? And I'm right by the elevator, so it's Vegas all time, all throughout the day, all throughout the night. It's just doors slamming nonstop. Okay, I can tell. And I finished up with this scrying session and was kind of coming down and stepping away and retuning back in, and I heard a disembodied laugh inside of the room I was in. No doors are slamming, no elevator dings going, no elevator doors opening, none of it. The laugh was in the room. And I wish I could remember the time. I think it was like 12:37, and maybe I shouldn't say the time. I don't remember, but it was a very specific number that at the time had a lot of relevance to some like reoccurring themes and stuff that I've been seeing and feeling.
Now, when you're feeling, because I've heard of stories like this, we've been getting reports in a lot. Can you document this while it's happening?
I ended up documenting it in a really schizo way, and I never finished it. Unfortunately, I was trying to be very artful is not the word, but I wanted to take a time to like kind of illustrate to text all of this weird shit that was going on. But again, just like not being stable, it just really came across mostly schizophrenic most of the time.
You gotta document it. Document it. I'm telling you, documenting it is the best way to remember that you lost it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go, maybe not tonight because I got to go digging through my magic chest. But I do have some of the information written down. So I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, what I do have from that night. But my general takeaway is that was what I would describe as my first angel encounter. Felt very angelic.
There's spirits that are looking after you, and there's also spirits that are probably ambivalent, and then there's probably spirits that are. I wonder if spirits have genetics, like genetic makeup of spirits, and maybe like a like a mutated genetically spirit created another spirit that was. Have you ever heard of pay dirt?
Pay dirt?
Pay dirt, yeah. Have you ever heard that term, pay dirt?
Mm-mm.
You could go to Amazon.com and buy something called pay dirt, which has gold in it. In which this should be illegal because whoever's making these bags, they know how much gold is in there. It's supposed to be practicing for panning. Have you ever panned for gold?
I've read Attraction once or twice.
So you have panned for gold.
Yeah.
Would you ever pay somebody to give you some dirt that might have some gold in it?
Probably not. But
how is this legal?
Dirt that you're... Hey, people want to pay for an experience. Let them pay.
I know, but like the people that are packaging the dirt, 99%, I am 100% sure they know how much gold is in each of these bags. To the milliounce or whatever the fuck you call it.
Well, I would hate to bring an analogy into this conversation, but 4 doses safe and effective. Am I right?
Scott Adams told me I should hang up on him. They're like, you can't talk to people that have analogies. Let's listen to a quick song right here. We have Chasm with Dwinneth. I love you, caller. I like that Servo's trying to help me find my exit strategy. It's like, this is how you get out of here. Sell some fucking mud. Specifically for donos, the sewer sludge. Oh boy, I am full of beer. All right, people, let's see. Where are we? Okay, I do want to talk about this. This is also it might be a bigger thing, but I'm not too sure how big it is. Also, I'm pretty drunk, so I'm probably gonna explain this poorly. Compost. Let me look up compost really quick. I want to talk about compost. And this might be very boring for people that either A, hate me, or B, do not live in New York City. Compost. If you don't live in New York City and you don't hate me, then you might be like, what the hell is you be talking about? Now, if you like me and you live in New York City, you might have an idea where I'm going to go with this. But, okay, compost is a mixture of ingredients used as plant fertilizer and improves soil physics, chemical, and okay. I have a lot of questions that I'm about to ask, and a lot of facts that you can find quickly. Compost is organic matter that you could turn into soil, right? You just throw. I don't do this because I'm not really trying to make much soil, and whenever I do need soil, I could buy a big ass bag for like $10. Is there any compost people in here? Is natural poop Servo? Are you if you're a compost aficionado or if you know a lot about compost, please call me at 917-719-5923. I'd like to talk to you right now because I am a compost ignoramus. I'm dumb. I don't know what compost is. I've never made it. I know what it sort of is. It's just like it's like organic garbage that just turns into soil. Like nutrient rich soil, like your banana peel and your I guess your old fucking tomatoes. And can you put meat in compost? If you have like a hamburger, you throw your McDonald's trash other than the paper and stuff, does that turn to compost? I'm not sure. See, this is I don't know. Plant, food waste, recycling, organic materials, and manure. I guess you could probably throw a McDonald's hamburger into a compost. It's not even a machine, though. It's at the simplest level, compost requires gathering a mixture of greens, green waste, and browns, brown waste. What is brown waste? Is that like shit? Poop? Greens are materials rich in nitrogen, such as leaves, grass, and food scraps. Browns are woody materials. Okay, so this is mostly... I don't think there's meat involved in this, really. Or cheese or dairy. It sounds like it's mostly... See, this is how ignorant I am when it comes to compost. I don't know shit about compost. I just know it's like old shit, food. Is it only vegetarian food? Is it like fucking water, air, carbon, nitrogen-rich materials? Okay, I guess if there's... So compost equals nitrogen or whatever. Okay. Aerobic bacteria and fungi manages the chemical process by converting the inputs into heat, carbon dioxide, and ammonia. Wait. So compost creates carbon dioxide? Now this hole's getting even deeper here. This hole's getting deeper. Does compost create carbon dioxide? Because isn't that against Greta Thunberg? Isn't CO2 released during composting is considered biogenic, not anthropogenic, so it is not considered in greenhouse gas calculations. Whoa! I just opened a huge hole. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. Now, my brain might be small because I'm a rat. But did I just unlock some Thomas foolery here? So, all the people that want to save the planet want to get rid of CO2. And they're like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But the people that want to also save the planet are totally pro compost. But the CO2 released during the compost is not, it's not part of the calculations of the CO2. How could you say certain things are bad for the environment when you're not adding in everything into it? It's like, okay. All right, this is how clown world works today. I am, I guess, the government. Okay, I'm the government, and we're going to talk about colors on the color spectrum. Roy G. Biv. Now, every letter, every fucking 255 million variations of colors that we could say. I'm just gonna say the red. Let's just say the red ones. They're not part of physics anymore. We're just gonna call it OIGBIV. We're gonna take the R out. We're gonna call it OIGBIV because I'm the government, and the R. We're just not gonna count it towards the frequency of the physics here, because we don't want to. This is fucking crazy. So the CO2 released during composting is bio. So how much biogenic versus maybe biogenic CO2 is minimal. All right. Let's look up biogenic versus anthropogen. Is there a chart? Scholarly articles for biogenic versus anthropogenic. No, I just want a chart. Can I get a chart? Chart. I don't even know what that would be, but scholarly articles for biogenic versus anthropogenic chart. That led me to, what is scholarly? What is this shit? All right. This is probably going to take some research. My freak out might be nothing. There's some fucking equations I'm looking at here, and I don't even know what that is. I don't know how much biogenic CO2 is getting released into the atmosphere, which might be raising temperatures. But apparently, all biogenic CO2 is not calculated into the equation because we don't want to. All right, so we're talking about compost. I don't know what it is. I live in New York City. I'm sure there's people that know what compost is. I don't even know what I would do with compost. But apparently composting is a very important part of increasing the CO2 emissions. So we're trying to raise CO2 by Okay. The other side of the argument is that a lot of waste is put into trash cans, and that slows down garbage trucks. Okay, I'm not really fucking sure. This more that I think about what I'm about to talk about, it drives me crazy. Now I might just be completely dumb, and this is This is a very high possibility of it. Okay, so Eric Adams is buying more smart compost boxes, trash cans, smart compost composters, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, is spending a lot of money on public smart compost boxes. Now, smart compost box, I'm not even fucking sure what a smart compost box is. Whenever I hear the word smart, I think ripoff or you're stupid, or that's just what I think when I hear smart. I don't even know. I've researched this. I looked into this. I don't know what smart. Okay, let me look up smart compost box and see what this is. But there's quotations around smart for what Eric Adams has purchased. He's bought 250. How many smart? Okay, I gotta look at this. Eric Adams smart compost. This is all going on in New York City right now. So if you're not in New York City, it doesn't even matter to you at all. He's installing 250 of them. So 250 is a small number, but a smart compost box is I've seen them on sale for $500. So that means the government is probably spending about, I'm just going to guess, $1,000 to $2,000 for each of these things. And I guess overall, $250,000 is nothing. I guess I'm just complaining about nothing. But this is $250,000. It's a piece of. Also, there's operation charges and what are they doing with the compost they're getting. Also, you have to sign up to use these things. So you have to sign up to. I want to know how much these things cost, how much they cost to maintain. How many people signed up for them? It might be public. And what do they even do? What is smart composting? Why does compost matter? They're setting up CO2 factories around the city. They keep on adding them. Smart composting goes right to fucking New York City. It's not even like a real thing. But I'm sure they probably cost like a shitload of money each one, wherever they're in. Okay, you know what? I'm just an old grumpy person. Let's listen to Karma Police with Patrick Sneezem. We'll be back. We're going to talk about some UFOs and get out of here.
Karma Police, a restless man, he talks in mass. He buzzes like a fridge, he's like a day-tuned radio. Karma Police, arrest this girl, her Hitler hairdo is making me feel ill, and we have crashed her party. This is what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. Karma Police are giving all I can. It's not enough. I'm giving all I can, but we're still on the payroll. what you get. This is what you get. This is what you get when you mess with us. For a minute there, I lost myself. I lost myself. And for a minute there, I lost myself. I lost
The impact of composting on climate change is the sum of the three components of the compost system, the feedstocks. It just fucking doesn't tell you. I don't have to do more research into this shit. No.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio. We have, we're coming to the end, but we still didn't talk about, so composting, it creates methane, but also composting is just rotting. Like if you fucking threw the banana peel in a bin with other shit, I guess it might start, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to propagandize compost for fucking ever because it seems weird. It's like you're making soil. It works. But it seems like it's something you would do in your house. Like I don't see why there needs to be a fucking compost box in public. Like if I'm walking down the street and I'm eating a banana, why am I eating a fucking banana walking down the street? And how often am I going to do that? Like, am I going to? I actually was looking into this so much. I was seeing possible law, like they might make not composting illegal. This is never going to happen because not recycling is not illegal. Like if you throw a cardboard box and plastic or a glass metal can into your garbage, and then you throw it out and you don't put it into a recycling bin, you know what happens? You know what happens if you put glass or plastic in your trash? You know what happens? Anywhere? Nothing. Nothing happens. It doesn't get sent to the plastic glass sorting center where they might melt it and use really, really poisonous, disgusting, dirty, filthy chemicals to recycle it. But yeah, there was like articles about like how, oh man, they're gonna make if you don't compost your organic trash, you won't get the fines and the tickets. It's like, oh boy. Wait, hold on 1 second here. What is this? This is weird. There's a U.S. Aviation Intelligence Office. Have you ever heard of the U.S. What is this? U.S. Aviation Intelligence Office. What is this? AIO? The U.S. AIO? I don't know what this is. Is this like a real thing? Now I'm searching for it. I don't know if it even isn't real, so I don't know if I should talk about it. The U.S. Aviation Intelligence Office. Everything that I'm looking for relates back to the article I'm talking about. The U.S. Aviation Intelligence. I'm finding the National Aviation Intelligence Integration Office, which is different than... this might be fake news. All right, so if you look for a U.S. Aviation Intelligence Office, the first article you're going to say, or anything about it, is a flying saucer appears on the U.S. Aviation Intelligence Office logo. Wait, it was updated? What does this article say it's updated for? Where's the update? Where's the update? What's the update? Where is the update? Update. NIM Aviation erroneously posted an unofficial and incorrect logo. Holy fuck. So there's this whole article about how this fucking thing is... Alright, I was bamboozled. Luckily, I just read the last part. Apparently, there is no flying saucer on this logo. I'm upset. You have to go all the way down to the update, which is like fucking 10 scrolls down. It was updated at 10:25 p.m. EST. And when was this posted? At 6:50. So from 7 p.m. to about 11 p.m., they were spreading misinformation. And now it's going to be permanently ingrained in people's brains that there's a UFO on the NIM Aviation logo. Good work. And that's how shit works, people. But I was listening to Art Bell earlier, and he was talking about his UFO experience, and then he called, he didn't call Bob Lazar, he called somebody else, Langley? Some guy that has an airplane. But either way, I forget who it was. Was it Bob Lazar? It wasn't Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar is that guy. There's some other dude that has it's like Langley or something, but it's not Langley. It's definitely not that. He was talking about Art Bell's experience. He was like, Art Bell was like, because he saw like a triangle floating above him. And then he talked to like an expert, and he was like, well, that sounds like the A-12 Avenger. Was it the A? Yeah, it was the A-12 McDonnell Douglas A-12 Avenger 2. If you look this up, it's an aircraft. It's kind of like the stealth bomber. It's completely a triangle. And there's billions of dollars spent on it. But they said it never really flew. It was an all-weather carrier-based stealth bomber replacement for the Grumman A-6 Intruder. The development of the A-12 was troubled by cost overturns and several delays, causing the program's ability to deliver upon its objectives. These doubts led to development program cancellation in 91. There's like this weird triangular airplane that existed in 91. It was being developed, and that was like $1 billion in 91. How much money did they spend on this thing? $2 billion. The government felt the contractors could not complete the program and instructed them to repay. What? The government made them repay the $2 billion that had been spent on the A-12 development? The reasons and causes of the cancellation have been debated and remain an issue of controversy, with suggestions of political expediency and scheming to be behind the actions. The compost is today's A12. Huh. The A12 Avenger 2. Then I was reading about UFOs over, or UAPs. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna call them. You know what? I really wanna. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break because I need some munchies, and I don't want to munch on the air. That's gross. So we're just gonna.
Dark sewer clown repellent. Never leave home without it. Order now. 917-719-5923.
Halloween's coming. Are you ready? No? Well, get your ass in the sewer and buy yourself a costume. At the Dark Sewer Network Costume Shop, get your ass covered. We got 2017's best costumes available, including newspaper mummy, pizza slice burn victim, real poo shit monster, metal pipe tin man, and cardboard box robots, and more and more and more. All costumes are made right here in the USA, and none of them cost more than $69.99. So come on down to the DSN costume shop, and don't forget, Halloween's coming.
UFOs over Kiev. If you look it up, articles from like 2 days ago started coming out. I went to the articles, and there's pictures, but the pictures are from 2020. Salt is so yummy to suck off your fingers. The military probably has some crazy drone technology that could probably be mistaken for fucking demons, probably. I saw a fireball flying down the hall. Chased me and I'm dead. Probably most people that see this new technology dies from it. Because, you know, they always say, porn pushes technology. That's the consumer side. The consumer side is porn. The real side is death. Probably most new technology results in death. Most of the high-tech new technology. I'm like, wow, we got some really new shit here. Guess what? You're going to die without anybody knowing. Let me find this article here. Ukraine says cosmic and phantom UFOs are all over Ukraine's skies, government report claims. And then there's a picture from 2020. Thank you. But the article's from like a couple weeks ago. The skies over Kiev are swarming with unidentified flying objects, UFOs, according to a new report from Main Astronomical Observation of the National Academy of Sciences of Ukraine. Of course, given that Russia and Ukraine have been locked in months-long war, it feels like it's been going on years. that relies heavily on aircraft and drones, it's likely that many of the so-called UFOs are military tools that appear too fleeting to identify, a U.S. intelligence agency has speculated. Well, personally speaking, the only UFOs I've seen were from Ukrainians using like $100 drones to drop $10 bombs inside of tanks with great precision. I really want more salt. But, you know, government agencies tend to refer to such objects as UAP, short for unidentified aerial phenomena, because UFO is so old school. They had to change the name. Like, we're not living in the 60s anymore. This is new age shit. They should just call them unknowns. They should call them U's. There's unknowns in everything. There's unknowns in the sky. There's unknowns on the land. If you're walking around, you're like with 10 people, and you're in the front, and you're walking, and then you turn around, and they're all dead. Doesn't matter if they came from the sky or the land. You don't know what did it. It's just an unknown. Okay, either way. These objects are designated with birds' names, such as swift, falcon, eagle, and have been observed flying solo as well as in squadrons, the team wrote. The drones are so old. Why are they talking about it like it's new? But the picture that they show is really crazy. It's like lights coming from clouds. But that was in 2020. I'm talking about in 2022. I don't know what's going on. Servo, thank you for being here, buddy. I agree totally and 100% with you. Oof. Oh, and finally, in the news, Audacity could use VSTs. So everybody, update your Audacity. Make sure you have the 64-bit version installed. And slap some filters. Live. On your audio. Guess what? Nick the Rat's over. We've been on for like 3 hours now. It's time to get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I hope you guys have share good experiences with people. Try to ignore the bad ones. That's the problem. When you're growing up, you can't ignore the bad experiences because you're people that are bad at experiences are in charge, and they can't do anything about. It's a fucked up cycle. And watch out for those unidentifieds. Be safe. Have fun. And good night, America. Or Internet. Let's listen to Evil Heroes with Sun Skipper. And we'll be back next week. Unless the COVID comes back.
did you just say? What did you just say? Until you're dead, it's our life, so make the most of it! You're right. It's all life.